Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now, a couple days ago, we actually had, well, that's actually turns out about a week ago, but we had update to the Catalyst store. This kind of went under my radar, but I'm making this video because I want to know what you guys as community actually think about the Catalyst store and whether you use it. Because, it is an option where you can use your units in order to get some specific catalysts that you are missing, perhaps. And in the case of Valiants, you can also get some of the top tier catalysts in form of Tier 3 Alpha, Tier 6 Basic, and Tier 6 CC as well. However, before I break down the post, I must say that I pretty much never use this because I do always kind of find it overpriced for the catalyst that they are offering. For instance, in here, 65 units for a Valiant player after the update. This is meant to be the new top of the meta type of situation, where I can get 35% of tier 6 CC for like, what, 450 units? Yeah, I'm just not doing it. 450 units is not a small amount of units, and 35% of tier 6 CC is not a large amount of tier 6 CC, especially considering that they are random, at the very least for Valiant player. I think something like this would be fairly fine for, a Paragon, if you try, or the Thronebreaker perhaps, if you're trying to become Paragon. Definitely not for Valiants. Right, so let's see the changes here. So greeting summoners coming March 21st. Summoners can look forward to receiving some significant improvements to the rank up pricing, availability, and contents of the Catalyst store in-game. This is the tab in the store called Rank Up. Let's break down the changes. So for uncollected, you guys have access now to Tier 5 basic fragments, and Tier 4 basic, Tier 4 class Catalyst selectors, Tier 2 Alpha are available in full chunks now instead of fragments, doubling their total availability. The unit prices on per chunk basis have all been lowered as well. Then obviously it does get better as it progresses through the ranks. So for cow players, removed purchase limits on Tier 4 basic and Tier 2 Alpha. Unit prices existing catalysts on per chunk basis have all been lowered. For Thronebreakers, access to Tier 5 class catalyst shards added. Removed purchase limits on Tier 4 class catalysts, Tier 2 Alphas, Tier 5 basics. And then Paragons now access to Tier 5 class catalysts, Tier 3 Alpha shards, and Tier 6 basic shards. Ooh, that's actually not too bad, but I think they're going to be quite expensive here. The Tier 3 Alpha, how much you can get, quantity 20% for 115 units. And these are not necessarily the catalysts that help you become Valiant either, right? And for Valiants, access to Tier 5 class catalyst shards, Tier 3 Alpha shards, and Tier 6 basic shards, and Tier 6 class catalyst shards has been added. Removed purchase limits for Tier 4, Tier 2, and Tier 5 basics. Unit prices for existing per chunks have been lowered. But as I mentioned, there's no way I'm spending units on Tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystals at all, considering how easy you can get these from like Glory Store, Valiant Daily Crystals, Battleground Store, and whatnot. And here as well, 450 units for 35% random Tier 6 CC. You're going to have to miss me with that one. And 95 units for 20% Tier 3 Alpha, Tier 6 Basic. Again, I'm just not spent at... No. For me, no. Conqueror, we're retiring the Catalyst store for Conqueror Summoners. This is because due to the recent improvements and extensions we have made to the Rank Up Now feature, the feature that allows you to directly rank up champions by spending units. If you're short on the ranking material and you're having... Okay, this kind of makes sense. The same thing, we have removed Tier 1 Alpha because this resource is only used to rank up 5-star champions and below, and access to this resource for units thus fully covered by the Rank Up Now feature. If the prices don't change that, then, fair enough, I can get it. But ultimately, I personally, I have used this store in past a couple of times, and that was primarily if I wanted to rank up champion urgently and I was missing like specific something, and I just couldn't grab it anywhere else. I think I have used it like 2 or 3 times. Because when it initially came, it seemed like not as bad of a value for what you were getting there. Now, however, it definitely seems like this is the new update, And this seems like something that needs to be updated, if that makes sense, for Valorant players at the very least. This is the brand new thing, but I think it would have been fine half a year ago, or whenever a Valorant title came out, I suppose. As it stands right now, again, I highly doubt I'll ever use it, especially given how valuable units are in the game. But perhaps that's just kind of my perspective, because in past I have spent somewhat decent amounts. Like in the last half a year, I have drastically cut down my spending in the game. And when I do spend any money, I do kind of try to find the best values. And if I was to ever have to purchase units for this would feel like an absolute waste. Daily deal would be better. And I don't grind arena that much to have so much surplus units. And even if I did, I'd save it for like gifting events or Cyber weekends and July 4th and stuff like that. So yeah, no, this to me seems like one more of those things that's borderline unnecessary in the game, because I am gonna be working on a video series in a sense, where I'm gonna be trying to change a bit of a perspective when I give feedback to Kabam. It's easy to say that you're always being negative or complaining, but the intention here is gonna be just to give feedback to Kabam to try and help them. And the first video in those series is going to be about the bloat in the game, because I do think that Kabam has added so much to the game, and a lot of it is unnecessary, and it's making life harder for players and themselves to maintain it. And having 78 different stores where many of them hardly get used ever is not helping anybody. It's not helping Kabam to keep it up to date and feel fresh, and it's not helping players either to kind of like navigate around the game. And there's so much of it around. But yeah, tell me, guys, would you buy tier 4 basics for 10 units? Would you buy tier 4 class catalyst selectors for 10 units? Oh, these ones maybe I desperately need for some, but I doubt it. Tier 2 alphas, tier 5 basics, 15 and 30 units. 20% tier 5 class catalyst, fragment crystal. And again, it's crystal, not the selector. 40 units, absolutely not. You get like 50% of these as the worst pull in Valiant Daily, or a full one, and you get 2 Valiant Dailies. It just seems, again, not current. Like, I get updating these stores somewhat, but if they're gonna be this, I kind of feel like there's almost no point. So yeah, do you guys spend your units here ever? Has it been helpful to your account? Or maybe I'm just, looking through a skewed perspective. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next